because that's just what I do. OMG, yo, here I go, I got no choice. OMG, yes, here I go, I got no choice. OMG, yo, here I go, I got no choice. OMG, yes, here I go, I got no choice. Now, OMG, here I go again now, I'm so elite. Building with this pen now, rhyme carry brainwaves down to the Mendos. Insane plays with a knowledge bank tempo. True insight, never speak on bullshit. I'm powered by the light that ignites on a cool tip. I'ma see you through this, raise you up a level. No need to ask, cause that's what I'm here for. Stand your ground, never show them weakness. Show them that you'll cancel any coming less than decent. Up to the plate, spotlight is on. If you feel you're right, then prove them wrong. Fight for the righteous God, the despicable walk with the helpless change. On the typical, to put it short, this life's all we got. So live with the best and hope for the nice. OMG, here I go, I got no choice. OMG, yo, here I go, I got no choice. I said, OMG, here I go, I got no choice. OMG, yes, here I go, I got no choice. I got no choice. They done put me in a tight spot. Now it's time to show why I'm an icon. Strike like a python, smooth on the beat. Leader status, product of the streets. Come, follow me, rap clean. Now I'm cruising. Good thing that it's dark, because I'm bruising. Watch as I blow back here in the winds. For you, game's closed. For me, it just begins. Check, I'm expected to get on your toes. I done raised the bar where y'all can grow. I'll step to a rap soldier angry like me, and your best bet, Lee, gonna give you a run. Smack on a track when they challenge me, cause I react, I wanna see if you butter enough. Enough. Oh, I react, I wanna see if you humble enough. OMG, yo, here I go, I got no choice. OMG, here I go, I got no choice.
Y'all can hear me, right?
Yes!
Right, okay, so I don't need to get up stage and do all that on my heels and be on the mic. The next person who's up is Kevin. He's actually just came to us, and I would like to hear what he got to say. You need to use the microphone.
Remembering Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Martin Luther King was born in the year 1929. Having different things on Facebook such as Martin Luther King Shoreline, he also believed in doing what was right, which is a good sign. A lot of people like him, even though it may seem Dr. King always had a dream. The color of race didn't matter, just wanting people getting along. Too much violence going on in the world, helping one another, being on the same team. There are books about him in any library and on the internet that people can read. He's the type of president that wanted people to succeed. Dr. King was an American Baptist minister, also activist, humanitarian and leader, and African American that can lead. On any Android phones or different devices from the apps, Dr. King has movies, books, and his own quote, and always wear a nice suit and tie. Not often you see him wearing a coat. People enjoying the dream speech that He wrote church services for him every year and knows the best, knowing his role. In April 1968, he was killed for no reason, a life that his person stole, lived to achieve his goal. Everyone believed in Dr. King. It said, but bringing memories that he can bring. He's done a great job and a good thing.
For the Aunt Sarahs and the Harriets. For the Sophonias and Bridgets. For the sweet things and Miss Things. For Peaches. For all those who remember the pain and hurt it brings. For Nina. She remembers four hearts beating but needing more. What's on her mind? Who are they? How they come to be? Wandering from house to house, wandering. Getting in cars, wandering. Sucking on drinks in bars. Still questioning, whose child am I? With tears in her eyes leaking, overflowing as the streams. The High Priestess sits in between, pondering the darkness and the light. And in her mind, she remembers. She remembers their pain. She embodies their pain. See, she's been torn apart, ripped limb from limb. She's dragging, but strong. Strong enough to endure the pain, and she takes it again and again. Stuck between worlds with no way out. Stuck, born in shame and doubt, with no one to take the blame. Forced to live, still holding on to the bitterness and shame, still living, but wanting to be reborn. She's no stereotype or fragment of what one imagines to be, or is she? And then maybe one day, when they're all free, the frowns turn to smiles. Maybe all she needs is for someone to whisper in her ear, "Hush, little baby, and don't you cry. You are important to me. I need you to survive. You're somebody's baby, nobody's victim. I will take you as mine. Awaken, come back alive again." That poem is found in this book. It's a collaboration. It's called Reflections, a collaboration between painting and literature. And it's an Emmy Award-winning journalist named James Gale. He's out here. And he came and asked me to write a poem based upon this painting right here. And so that was what birthed within me. And Nina Simone, it's four women. Nina Simone's four women. And she's one of my, I really love her. You know, I wish I could have met her. But I know that there's a lot of women who have her musical gifts, and they're channeling her. And she's a priestess. And we need more women like that. So y'all, I am actually coming from a funeral. My mentor, my friend, was murdered in a hit-and-run accident. April 18th. Wesley Burton, he was a KPFA radio host. And I'm in mourning. I've been mourning his man. It's really hard because he was training me to be a board op. And I was a guest host of KPFA After Hours and Sideshow Radio. So it's definitely a challenge. This is National Poetry Month. It's the last day. And so my poetry, man, has just really been, sometimes tragedy brings about beautiful things. And I don't know how it happens, but it does. And I wanted to read to you the poem. Today is the last day. the 30-30 that I wrote based upon what I saw, what I heard at the funeral. King Free, that's his nickname. Have you ever seen a grieving widow? A grieving mother weeps. She weeps. All stands still. No one can ever know the pain she's in, but they keep weeping along with her still. We all felt it, something, but nothing like this. Spirit spoke to spirit, and we were lifted, elevated just a bit. Sage is God's gift to men. Aztecs remind us to where we began, so we can begin again. How amazing that I've been chosen to witness this, to experience this. You're so amazing. Thank you for showing me how to slow down so I can see clearly. And they lowered him down to return to the ground, to be born again. King Free is free. Tears, the blood being spilled, guns blazing, hoses gushing, but I see their faces gazing somewhere, thinking about way back when. I could put my fingers in the dents and trace where it all began. Tears rushing, creating rivers. Their faces tell storylines. It seeps in the bloodlines. Complacency in empty homes and communities, fragmented, lost hope, no hope. A city that's forgotten. I see the leftovers. Only a handful of leftovers. Guns on the ground have created another art piece. Murals decorate empty walls, vacant buildings, storefronts and homes tell a story. Where have the people gone? Who's gonna save them when the ghosts live here now? Who's occupying the place, making space? Because we've been uprooted, dragged, pushed and pulled. Memories tag along like loose cotton balls on clothes, and the violence continues. Who's gonna be brave enough to stop it? Becoming a martyr without a cause? Welcoming bullets. And excited about the life. Dead men walking. I wonder what it would look like if someone just take them all. Nobody's gonna take me away from my community. Our spirits remain here until you listen. Thank you for listening, guys.
Left my phone at home. All my poems are in my phone, so I'm supposed to wing it, right? It's all right. Yeah. Okay, let's see how this goes. Day one, you caught me in a trance. You spit your little game, but I didn't know how to dance. And when I say dance, I mean figuratively, not for real, because you know, I know how to dance. This guy got me on day one. He had me hooked. And it was from that point in time that I thought that we were going to be that, but we weren't. For some reason, he had me hooked, but it wasn't hooked. And y'all know what I mean when I say hooked. I mean, like, you know, he had the googly eyes and things like that. He had me answering his phone and first ring. Nah. I mean, this guy, he had a part of me that I didn't even know was there. But then it went away. It went away for some reason. The reasons were too complicated to really get into, really. I mean, honestly, it wasn't just that kind of hook, but it, you know, it became the kind of hook to where it was like, I needed him more than I wanted him, but I wanted him more than I needed him. It made no sense, but it made perfect sense. It fitted, but it didn't. It was complicated. Eventually he floated away, and then I winded up talking to another person, and he was the bee's knees. He had me hooked. He didn't have to come to me and touch me and talk to me and just have me at this point where I was ready, but I wasn't, and scared, but I wasn't. This man had me at a point where I never knew that I could be the way that I could be. He had me. He had me, he grasped me, he held me. But the problem is that with that comes fear, because that fear of the person who had you hooked before that wasn't really hooked, but it was kind of complicated, turned out to be something that you kind of wanted but needed, but didn't want or need. But the person who came after him was somebody that you wanted or needed, somebody that you had to have. An addiction, really. Not a bad addiction, but a good one. In all honesty, that hooked became something more, something deeper, something more substantial. That hook became love. And that love became greater than you could ever imagine. That kind of hook that was complicated drew you to a point where you can actually have that love that was not complicated, that hook that was not complicated. Honestly, I never knew that I could love that person the way that I could without even touching them. Deeply on the inside, knowing your every move, your every thought, your processes, all of that. Synapses fire off in your brain without even having to go to that next level, but it was there. This man had me hooked. And when I mean hooked, I mean not that complicated kind of hooked. I mean that kind of hook, that lifetime kind of hook, that love got transcended over lust and things like that happened. And I didn't know that it could happen because I never thought that it could happen. Because that kind of love and that kind of hook that was complicated, something that you wanted and didn't necessarily need, but kind of needed to move on or to do whatever, never really came with the idea that you can move on to something greater. That kind of hook that you knew was forever. I guess you could say I got hooked. Thank you. Impromptu. And then there was like this big old curtain. It was a maze of red crimson curtains. Some of the girls were going through the maze and getting shot down. Others of them, like me and my sister, we were like pulling curtains up and running straight through them. And then when we came out to a place that was like a big old parking lot with gravel. And it was gravel and the sky was gray. And then there was a big wire fence at the end of it, like a chain link fence at the end of it. And then, so we ran to it because there was no way this way and then there was no way to our right or left. So we had to run straight forward to the fence and hop the fence. That was just the dream logic. So that's what had happened. So we ran over to the fence and the guys came out and started shooting. By this time, the hundreds of girls dropped down to like maybe 20 girls. And so we were climbing the fence, girls were dropping left and right. And then it was me and my sister, we were the final two. My sister was coming over the fence. She was at the top of the fence and I was already on the other side of it. And on the other side of the fence, there was a cliff with rocks and water. The ocean was beating really heavily and it was dark ocean. And all I remember is looking up and a bullet went straight through my sister's heart. So she fell off the cliff and I dived in after her. And she fell into the deep, dark waters. And the more she floated away from me, the more I couldn't grab her hands. I was reaching for her hands, and then all of a sudden in my dream, I pass out. But then I come to on a beach. And it was, the skies were crystal blue. And it was a beach, and there was a bunch of people surrounding me. They were all shrouded like Muslims, literally black Muslims, literally with white, all white on. Like women were covered head to toe, men had their like long gowns with, you know, pants and sandals and everything. We were on a beach, and I came to and I was just like, what happened? And then they told me that I got washed up on this beach on this island, and from there on out, they picked me up and they took me in and they trained me to become a fighter. And they said that the reason why I needed to learn how to fight because those people who had those guns were not people, they were demons. And so I didn't know what the people all in white were, but they weren't demons, so they weren't trying to kill me. They were training me to fight those demons. They said you have to go back, go get your sisters. Go back and go get your sisters. So what I did was that they trained me, and then they gave me a sword, a spear, and an arrow with a shield. They mounted me on top of a huge white Pegasus, and they sent me off to go back across the ocean and go get my sisters. Now, mind you, I didn't know what I was supposed to do with all these thousands of demons coming after me, because when I was flying across the ocean, it was cool because I was on this big old winged Pegasus, and it was beautiful. But then when I got to the area, it was the ground was black and charred, and it had like fire, brimstone, the sky was black.
Crazy.
And when I got there, there was these 2 towers that I had to get my sisters. And it was like demons crawling all on the ground, like you can see the ground shift, you can see demons flying out, and then they came after me, and then I shot my arrow, and then that one arrow turned into thousands of arrows and shot all the demons down. And then after that, it was like I landed on the ground, and you know I had to kill a couple of demons. And then I was walking through this valley with stakes, skulls of fire. And then they had like little memorabilia, and I figured out that they were the girls that I was in the video shoot. So then I came to a place where it was like, I looked at a couple of them were friends, and then I seen one particular one standing by it. So I walked over to the front of it and had my sister's necklace that she used to wear all the time around the skull. And as I picked it up, my other sister came out, and she was actually a demon. So that's what happened in my dream, and then I woke up. And that's where it comes from. Okay?
Wow.
So that's where my dreams come. That's why
Sweating and stuff
I
in
do
these
a lot
stories.
of
Like, hey.
these kind of things. Like one is me on the beach, one is me with the Pegasus. This big picture actually has a lot of symbolization in there. There's one thing that's very prominent in that picture, and that picture is the number 5. The number 5 is very prominent to me because my birthday is 5/5. My son's birthday is 5/6, but he's born in the year of 05. So 5 is very prominent to me. My sister's born on the 5th, my brother's born on the 5th, I'm born on the 5th. So it's a number for me. Yeah. So that's the background behind mine. So you want to tell about the background behind yours?
I have quite an interesting dream before. I've been doing art most of my life since I was a little kid, and my artwork, most of it, I use some like symbolism from different African cultures, and that was what I studied in school mostly. And my heritage and ancestry has always been something that's been really central to my life, and something my mom made sure I knew about from a very young age. And it, so my art kind of comes from that place of valuing, you know, where I come from and my community, my ancestry, and honoring that is essentially where it comes from. So I do different things. A lot of it has to do with figures. Some of it is more laden with symbolism than others. But that's basically where it comes from me. And I have more stuff. I'll bring some different things next time.
Okay. So the next one of these events is on the 28th of May. That's next month, right? May. Right, that's actually like tomorrow. So the next one is on the 28th of May. Yeah, and I just want to make this grow bigger and more artists come up and more poets and more vendors. Thank you so much, Lisa, for coming out. I really appreciate the fact that you came. And give her, she has some fabulous stuff I sell. You know, she got like if you guys wanted to get some because the Warriors are in the playoffs. If y'all want to get some Warrior stuff, or if you want to get some of your favorite team, mine's is the Raiders. If y'all wanted to get some of that kind of gear, she also has some of that too. So, just let's collaborate and come back on the 28th, hopefully, and, make this bigger. So, thank you for coming out. And thank you to all the poets that performed. I really appreciate you guys. You guys made the art meets poetry.